The defining moment of the race came during a direct battle between Ferrari and Mercedes. It was a true test of speed, strategy, and driver skill. Ferrari's driver held their line with precision, braking late into the corner and achieving perfect traction on exit. It wasn't just about defending position, it was about asserting dominance. In that moment, Ferrari proved that they were not only capable of competing with Mercedes, but also beating them in a head-to-head fight. From that point onward, Ferrari controlled the race. Mercedes tried everything to regain the advantage, experimenting with alternative strategies and pushing their drivers to the limit. But nothing worked. Ferrari's approach had already secured the upper hand, and they maintained it with remarkable consistency. What made this performance even more impressive was the level of composure displayed by the team. In the past, Ferrari had often been criticized for making strategic errors under pressure. But at Suzuka, they showed none of those weaknesses. Every decision was calculated, every move executed with precision. Suzuka revealed something important about both teams. While Mercedes remained a formidable force, they were not invincible. Their reliance on peak performance left them vulnerable over longer runs, especially when tire degradation became a factor. Ferrari, on the other hand, demonstrated that a well-balanced approach could exploit those vulnerabilities effectively. By focusing on consistency rather than outright speed, they managed to outthink and outmaneuver their rivals. The implications of this race extend far beyond Suzuka. Ferrari's success raises an important question. Was this a one-time performance or the beginning of a new trend? If they can replicate this strategy in future races, the championship battle could become significantly more competitive. For Mercedes, this race serves as a wake-up call, highlighting areas that need improvement. They will undoubtedly analyze every detail and look for ways to regain their advantage. For Ferrari, however, Suzuka represents more than just a strong result. It is a statement of intent. It shows that they are capable of evolving, learning from their mistakes, and adapting to new challenges. Most importantly, it proves that they can compete with the best teams on the grid, not just through speed, but through intelligence and strategy. This shift in mindset could be the key to their future success. In the world of Formula One, dominance is never permanent. Every team is constantly searching for an edge, a breakthrough that can change the course of a season. At Suzuka, Ferrari found theirs. Whether it was their innovative setup, their disciplined tire management, or their refined power unit performance, everything came together at the perfect moment. It was a reminder that, in racing, success is not just about having the fastest car. It's about using every available resource in the smartest possible way. As the season continues, all eyes will be on Ferrari and Mercedes to see how this rivalry develops. The battle between these two giants has entered a new phase, one defined by unpredictability and high stakes. Suzuka may well be remembered as the race where everything changed, the moment when Ferrari stopped chasing and started fighting back. And if this is indeed the beginning of a new chapter, then Formula One fans are in for an incredibly exciting journey. The tension at Suzuka was unlike anything we had seen all season, and from the moment the teams arrived, there was a different kind of energy in the air. Ferrari, a team that had spent much of the year chasing consistency, suddenly looked sharper, more focused, and strangely confident. This wasn't just another race weekend for them. It felt like a turning point. On the other side, Mercedes came in as the benchmark, the team that had built its reputation on precision, data-driven decisions, and relentless performance. But Suzuka is not just any circuit. It's a track that punishes even the smallest weaknesses. And this time, those weaknesses began to surface in ways Mercedes didn't expect. From the very first practice sessions, Ferrari's car behaved differently. Through Suzuka's high-speed S's, where balance is everything, their car looked planted and stable, allowing the drivers to push with confidence. Observers quickly noticed that Ferrari's corner exits were sharper, and more importantly, their tire wear seemed unusually controlled. It was a subtle change, but in Formula One, subtle differences often lead to massive outcomes. Mercedes, meanwhile, stuck to their usual program, refining their setup with incremental adjustments. Their car was still quick, but there were signs of discomfort. Both drivers struggled to maintain consistency through Sector 1, and at a circuit like Suzuka, even a slight imbalance can cost crucial tenths every lap. What made Ferrari's performance so intriguing was that it didn't rely on a single upgrade or a visible change. Instead, it was the result of a carefully crafted approach that combined multiple elements working together. The first piece of this puzzle was their setup philosophy. Unlike Mercedes, who leaned toward maximizing downforce for peak performance, Ferrari opted for a more balanced configuration. This decision meant sacrificing a bit of outright grip in certain corners, but it paid off by improving tire longevity and maintaining consistent pace over longer stints. At Suzuka, where tire degradation can define the outcome of the race, this choice proved to be incredibly effective. Another critical factor was Ferrari's tire strategy. While other teams focused on aggressive early stints, trying to gain track position quickly, Ferrari played a longer game. They deliberately managed their tires in the opening laps, avoiding unnecessary risks and preserving performance for later in the race. This approach required patience and discipline, qualities that Ferrari had often been criticized for lacking in the past. But this time, everything was different. As the race progressed, the benefits of this strategy became clear. While competitors, including Mercedes, began to struggle with tire wear and declining grip, Ferrari's pace remained steady and controlled. Perhaps the most fascinating element of Ferrari's secret weapon was their improved power unit deployment. Reports from within the paddock suggested that Ferrari had refined the way they harvested and deployed energy throughout the lap. This allowed them to maximize acceleration out of corners and maintain competitive top speeds without overloading the system. The result was a car that felt more responsive and efficient, especially in critical moments like overtaking or defending position. This subtle but significant advantage gave Ferrari the edge they needed to challenge Mercedes on equal terms. When race day arrived, the true impact of Ferrari's strategy began to unfold. The start was clean, with both Ferrari and Mercedes holding their positions. At first, it seemed like a familiar scenario, with Mercedes controlling the pace and Ferrari following closely behind. But as the laps went on, the dynamic started to shift. Ferrari remained calm and composed, sticking to their plan without showing any signs of panic. They didn't push unnecessarily or make aggressive moves too early. Instead, they waited for the right moment to act. That moment came during the pit stop phase. Ferrari executed a perfectly timed stop that allowed them to undercut one of the Mercedes cars, effectively gaining track position. It was a bold move, but one that demonstrated complete confidence in their strategy. Suddenly, the pressure was no longer on Ferrari. It had shifted to Mercedes. Forced to respond, Mercedes pushed harder, but this only accelerated their tire degradation. As their grip levels dropped, their lap times began to suffer, and Ferrari capitalized on every opportunity.